chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counting up six. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich. I'm rich. Look at my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counting up six. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich.
All right. Great morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. So today we're going to get right into it. We talk about what we trade, and we talk about how we trade it, and then we talk about the possible opportunities we might have in the market based on what's going on in our economy. Okay. So we trade NASDAQ, which is an index that caters to investors interested in innovative growth-oriented companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and others, offering a diverse selection of industry leaders, driving economic progress and technological advancements. So the Apple and the Microsoft, you guys might already be familiar with, but there are other companies that are well known as well, like Monster Beverage, Cintas, Intel, Paychex, Ross Stores, Adobe. So a lot of different companies, Comcast, that you all may be familiar with. This index is comprised of these companies, and we trade the performance of the index. Okay. So what we're going to do is last week we talked about kind of implementing a scalping strategy with the strategy that we use, right? So this week we're going to kind of talk about, okay, if the crossover doesn't happen, how do we still take advantage of the market? Okay, how do we still take advantage of the market? And so we're going to actually navigate over to our whiteboard here. And with our whiteboard, we're going to talk about how we can get into those multiple entries. Now, we go over this in thorough detail in the academy, but today we'll just kind of go over a general understanding of it so you guys can get a feel for when to enter, especially when the market is ranging. Okay, when the market is ranging, definitely multiple times to enter. But when it's in a trend, you should be trading in the direction of the trend anyway. Okay, so here we have our whiteboard. So what we're doing now is we're going to look at, I'm gonna draw a couple of lines here to see if it'll be an indication of our key levels here. Okay, so let's do see. Actually, I'll use a straight line here. See if it'll let me do it. Yep. Okay, so here we have a straight line here. Okay, so we'll use this as a key level. Okay, and if you don't know what key levels are, I suggest to kind of go back to some of the videos that I have posted in the past. I go into thorough explanation of what key levels are and how to identify them. Okay, so that's really, really important. Okay, so key levels. All right, so here we are. Let's just use these. We're going to use 4. Let's use 4 key levels. And with these key levels, we're going to look at significant price action. Okay. All right. So price is going to pretty much, we're going to use it as it moves up and down. So I'm going to use my pen here. Let's just use a regular pen. And I'm going to use yellow for the motion of the price. Okay. So we'll have price kind of move here, kind of range a little bit, right? So you might see some price action like this. Okay. Then it might break through. And you might get another little range here and then break through. Okay. So we'll use this as our bearish indication, okay, of how we can re-enter the market. So whenever the market is moving sideways, okay, and in this case here, we're moving sideways. Okay. Whenever the market is moving sideways, you want to look for pivotal areas of buys and sells. Okay, for buys and sells. The saying of buy low, sell high is a very general topic, but it applies for this concept. Okay, so when we're looking for sales, we want to sell at the top of a range. Okay, when we're looking for sales. And let me make that, let's make this red so we can on that. So we want to look for sales at the top of the range, right? And then we want to look for buys at the bottom of a range. Okay, so let's look for buys at the bottom of a range. So we'll say buy here. Okay, and so what you'll notice is when the market is moving sideways, it repeats a pattern. Okay, it repeats a pattern. So you see a buy indication here, right? When price was here, what did it do? It went up. Okay, price came back to this area here. What did it do? It went up. Okay, significant levels of the market. Price came back down to this area here. What did it do? It went up. Okay, price came back down to this area and it did the same thing. It went up. Okay, so this is 4 areas where you could have bought in the market. Okay, you always look left to see what happened in the past to give you an informed and educational assessment of what you want to potentially do in present time. Okay, always look left to see what happened in the past so you can make an informed and educational assessment of how you want to trade in present time. Okay, humans have habitual behaviors, right? So if they bought at a significant area in the past, there's a high time that they can buy again at that same area. Okay, so here we have buys. All right, now we're going to look for sales. Okay, so for sales, we can see when price got up to this point, what happened? Price went down. Okay, price came back up to here, not exactly there, but it came up to that area. What happened? Price went down. Okay, came back here. What happened? Price went down. Came back in this area here, and what happened? Price went down. And this time it dropped through the key level. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4 significant areas of sales. Okay, now we use a tool in the academy, and I'm not going to really talk about that tool too much right now, but we use a tool in the academy that allows us to see these peaks. Okay, these sell and buy peaks that happen in the market to give us a clear indication of an opportunity to enter the market. Okay, so once you've identified these areas, take the trade. Okay, you know you're not going to be in the trade for long because you see that there is consistent back and forth motion. Okay, there's consistent back and forth motion. There's no continuation for you to continue to stay in the trade. If you don't see continuation, then don't continue to stay in the trade. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you scalped, and this is another scalping approach. Yeah, last week we talked about a scalping approach in regards to a trend, right? The market moving in an upward direction or a downward direction, so an uptrend or a downtrend. This week we're talking about the market moving sideways and how to take advantage of that. Okay, so for example, if you have your, let's just say you have $100,000 account, okay, and you want to risk, I wouldn't suggest no more than 0.5% on a $100,000 account. So your risk is, let's just say, $500. Okay, that's your risk. So when you put in a buy or a sell, you're saying, hey, I'm going to risk $500 to potentially make $500. Okay, but let's just say you scalp this opportunity just off of this area here. Just off of this area here, you can make a substantial amount of profit. Okay, so let's do the math here. So let's say you took a buy here, right? And you made $500 off of this buy because it went up and it hit take profit, right? Small scalp. Okay, so you entered down here, you took profit here. Okay, your stop loss is probably down here somewhere. All right, so that's one indication. Then when price got up here, you took a sell. So there's your 500 there. Okay, so now you're up $1,000 off of two moves. Okay, so you entered here, you took profit down here. Okay, then you enter the buy again because you already know that price bounced up. When it gets to this point, you enter another buy. There's another 500. Okay, all right, so you enter here. Let's say you put your take profit somewhere here. You may or may not have made that, depending on where you place your take profit. But let's just say you hit that one. That's another 500. Maybe a little bit less because the distance is shorter, right? You get back here, you take a sell, another 500. So you see the repetitive opportunity to accumulate and grow your account. Okay, and the reason why I use 100,000 is because that's the next target. Well, one of the next targets for the students, between 100,000 and 200,000. Okay, which we're looking to do that by next week. All right. So we have 500, 500, 500, 500. That's $2,000 off of 4 moves. You enter another 1, 2, 3. That's another that's total $3,500 just off of this small little range right here. Scalping the range. Okay, scalping the range. This is what you're looking at. All right. So it's important to be able to identify this on the market because now you can see what opportunities you have. The market moves. There's 3 conditions, main conditions, I'd say. 4 as well, but 3 main conditions. You have your range, which is when price kind of goes up and down like this. Okay. Then you have your trend, right? When you're in an uptrend or downtrend. Great morning, Kelly. Great morning. Hope you're doing well. Great morning. And great morning to everybody else that's joined. Great morning, guys. Great morning. Okay. And so now what you're looking at, let's go back here, back to our whiteboard. So you have a range here. You have an uptrend. Okay. You have an uptrend, and then you have a downtrend. Okay, meaning that the market is moving down or the market is moving up. All right, and then the last one, which is contingent, you have consolidation when it's just choppy, it just moves back and forth. Okay, so that's consolidation. You can make money in a ranging market. You can make money in an uptrend. You can make money in a downtrend. You cannot, I won't say you can't, but it is very hard to make money in a consolidated market. I don't care what strategy you have. If the market is consolidated, it is extremely difficult to pull profits out of consolidated markets. Okay? So, now that we have a clear understanding of this, we're going to look at the chart and we're going to look at opportunities where you can actually get in when the market is moving sideways, when the market is moving down, and when the market is moving up. Okay? So let's go take a look at that. Let's navigate to our chart. And let's see what we have. So this is AUD/USD. Let's take a look at this chart here. Okay, so it was in a downtrend here. Pay attention to the 200. Remember, if you want to see the direction of the market, just look at the 200. So this blue line, okay, this blue line right here is the 200. This is the 200. Based on what it's doing, this thing is moving down. Okay, it's moving down. All right. Now, right here, where price is, it's moving sideways. Okay. So that means we're probably ranging or consolidated if it's moving sideways. In this case, we're it's a range, but it's not the best range. Okay. So let's look at the opportunities from a downside perspective, and then let's look at opportunities from the ranging perspective. Okay. So if we look here, we know that our initial entry that we look for is the crossover. We look for that 20 EMA, which is this white line, to cross over the 200 EMA, which is this blue line. Okay. We look for the 20 EMA to cross over the 200 EMA. So that's our first entry to get in. So let's just say you got in here, boom, you took profit. There's a quick 500 if you have a $100,000 account. All right. Now, let's say you missed this move and you wanted to get back in, right? So there's a couple opportunities that I see where you could have re-entered the market. All right. But we'll look at this one here. So number one, we have another crossover that happened here. Okay. Here's another crossover that happened. So there's another quick 500 right here. Okay. But then remember, we want to these areas. Here's another entry right here where price came here, slowed down, then it finally dropped. That's another 500. So that's 5, 1,000, 1,500. Here's another opportunity where price came up, right? Retraced and then dropped. That's another 500. So that's $2,000 of examples that I just showed you guys off this chart, this one chart. Okay. Here the market starts to move sideways. Okay. So when the market is moving sideways, we have to look for repetitive areas where the market wanted to buy, repetitive areas where the market wanted to sell. Okay. So we had a nice sell-off right here. We look here, we can clearly see, okay, we can clearly see the market moving down after price came out of there, right? So when price gets back to this area, here's my clue. This happened in the past. You always want to look left. Remember I said that. This happened in the past. So for me, when price gets back in this area, I'm looking for sales because it already told me that it wants to sell off at this area. And what did it do? It sold off. It sold off. Okay? So that's one area for a sale. Now let's look at the buy entries. Okay? So here we have an area where price bought here and then it went up. We got back near this area here. Not exactly, but we got back near this area here. And what is it doing? It's moving up. We actually got a signal for this in the chat. I didn't get a chance to get in, but for those of you all who are in, congratulations, you should be in profit for this. Okay? So that's AUD/USD. Let's go look at USD/JPY and see what happens. This concept, and the reason why I'm going to different charts because this concept applies to any pair. You can trade literally anything. I don't care if you trade in stocks, bonds, futures, Forex, crypto. You can use this concept for anything that you are trading. Once you understand the patterns, once you understand the fundamentals of what to look for, you can use this for anything. Okay? So let's look at USD/JPY. USD/JPY ranged for quite some time in this area here. Okay? So we can see here, when price got here, what happened? It went down. This was a selling opportunity. Price got here, what did it do? This was a buying opportunity. Okay? So now we have our two clues. Price reacted here, it sold off. Price reacted here. So when I get back here, my clue, if I look to the left, looking to the left, I can see clearly that price sold off. Okay, price sold off. So I'm here. I looked here. Okay, cool. I take a sell. Price gets down here in this same area. If I look to the left, here we go. It bought in this area, so I take a buy. And what did it do? It went up. Okay, so those are your clues. Use past price action, recent price action to help you to determine an educational, informative assessment of how you want to trade in current time. That's extremely important. Okay, extremely important. So the range does not last forever, meaning it does not move sideways forever. Okay, eventually it has to break out either to the downside or to the upside. In this case, what happened? It broke out to the downside. Okay, so when that happens, what do we get? We got a crossover here. Here's our entry. Boom, we take the sell. Another profit. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities of profits. 4 opportunities of profits. Okay? So now that we see that, all right, we see the price. That was 1, 2, 3. That's $1,500 right there on $1,000 account. Okay? So now, let's say you missed this crossover and you want to try to get back in. All right. Well, here's another opportunity right here. Price bounced off to 200. We got a nice peak out to the downside, and here's a drop. Now, this one you might have lost here. Okay. But that's okay because you're not going to win all of them. But if you re-entered here, you would have won. And you would have made those profits back plus more because it's still dropping. Okay. So if USD JPY is dropping like this, then gold, without me looking at the chart, is probably moving up. Those two opposite directions. So let's go and see what's happening. I could be wrong. Let's see. So with gold, we are, and mind you guys, we are looking at the 15-minute chart. Yep, I was right. Look at this beautiful move to the upside for gold. This is incredible. So we see here the crossover happened here, and gold never turned back. Still moving up. Beautiful move for gold. Okay? Now, let's say you missed this crossover. How do you know if you can get back in? Well, here's an opportunity to get back in right here. Okay, price came down to the 200, bounced off, and made a peak out. And then what happened? We had a nice push to the upside. You missed this move here. We had another peak here. Price came down a little bit, right? Moved to the side. And now what's happening? It's moving to the upside. And gold is creating all-time highs right now as we are speaking. Okay, new all-time high. The price gold has never hit this price before, so that's what an all-time high is. Okay, so it's at $3,413 right now. All right, so those are the opportunities. And great morning to everybody that has joined. Great morning, everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. But that's what we're looking at. Okay, so it's really, really important for you all to be able to identify. And this is what we would consider an uptrend. I mean, you can clearly see the market is trying to move up. So if you see that, you want to trade where the momentum of the market is going. You want to look for buys when you see that we're in an uptrend. If you're looking for sales, you're doing it wrong. look for buys. When we're in the downtrend, look for sales. Okay? When we're in the uptrend, you want to look for buys. When we're in the downtrend, you want to look for sales. Okay? So that's important. So next thing, now that we have a full understanding of this concept, because I think that we're pretty straightforward with this, we want to check the news. Okay? The news is extremely important. You have to check this every single day. Okay? Now, as far as today, we don't really have any red folders, so that's amazing. Okay? But what we're looking at right now for Thursday, we have 1, 2, 3 red folders talking about unemployment claims and the flash manufacturing and flash services PMI. Okay? If you want to see explicitly what that news is talking about, you just click over here in a folder, and then sometimes they'll submit related stories to the news, or you can go to Yahoo Finance. Okay? So those are some of the things that you want to have all in the website is forexfactory.com. forexfactory.com. Okay? So let's talk about where we're headed in regards to scaling the account. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of all of this. Just give me 1 second here. And we're going to talk about how to scale. So right now, we're doing a race to the first payout. Okay. And then after everybody gets their first payout, we're going to scale. And the reason why this scaling is so important, because at the end of the day, this is the situations that changes people's lives. Okay. So what we're looking at here is, let me go here to the red. Let's use a red. Actually, let's use green. Okay. We're looking at a $200,000 account as our maximum. Okay. $200,000. All right. So with the $200,000 account, you're going to get access to this account. It changes. Sometimes it's 500, sometimes it's around 700. I guess it just depends on what type of special they have going on. But let's just say 500 for right now, just to keep it simple. Okay? So, you have two different types of traders. You have trader, we'll call it trader A, who put up $500 to get access to 200,000. Okay? And then you have trader B, who put up $500 of their own money, and they want to trade off of that to get, let's say 10%. We'll keep it simple. We'll do 10% for the month. Okay? So both traders did 10% for the month. Okay? And both traders risked $500. Okay? They both risked $500. So say 10%. Okay? So trader B risked their own money. So this is their own money. So we'll put a P here for personal account. We'll say that personal account. All right. And with the 10% gain, they made $50 for the month. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. $50 is more than what you started off with. So we're not going to downplay it. Profit is profit, right? But $50 is not going to change anybody's situation, right? So you might not even, depending on your circumstances, but this ain't even going to cover the grocery bill, right? So $50 is what trader B made by risking their own money. Okay. Then you have trader A. So we'll use trader A. Let's switch this over here. Trader A has OPM. Okay. OPM. OPM stands for other people's money. Okay. So they use the prop firm. All right. Already funded. All right. So Trader A makes that same 10%, risk that same $500, but their 10% is off of $200,000 versus $500. So Trader A just made $20,000 in profit. Okay, $20,000 in profit. All right, so now let's look at this. If we look at this from an annual perspective, okay, Trader B will finish the year, and this is without compounding. Okay, this is without even, doubling up on your money or anything like that. But Trader B will finish out with $600 in profit for the year. Okay, $600 for the year. Okay, then you have Trader A. So Trader B was $600 for the year, and then you have Trader A, and this is not including the 80-20 split. I'm just giving some general numbers here, okay, so you guys can have an understanding. Then you have Trader A, who finishes the year with $240,000. Okay, at this point, now we're talking about changing somebody's whole circumstance. Okay, $240,000, and you risk $500. $600, and you risk $500. Whose situation is better? I'm going with Trader A. So there's two stipulations that traders deal with. Number one, they either have the skill, right? But they don't have the capital. Okay? They don't have the capital to be profitable. Or number two, they have the capital, but they don't have the skill. Most of them are in this first category here. Okay? So what these prop firms do is allow you to leverage your skill set to put yourself in position to make a substantial amount of money. Okay? So, and the great thing about this, no matter what situation you're in, trading allows you to trade around your schedule. The market is open all the time. There's different sessions where you can take advantage of to still make profits. So there's no excuse for not being able to take advantage of it. Okay? So next week, the goal is to get the students on this 200,000 or even 100,000, wherever they feel most comfortable, between $100,000 and $200,000 account. Okay, that's where we're headed, to get that $100,000 to $200,000 account. Now, this does not mean that the $200,000 is placed into your bank account. They're not trusting you with that. No, you're gonna get your account credentials. You log in, and they're going to let you trade off of it. Whatever those profits are, you split it 80-20%. So you keep 80, they keep 20%. Okay, so why the question has been, why would they give you 80% and they keep 20? Well, at the end of the day, they understand the statistics behind trading. 99% of traders fail. 99% of traders fail. Not because they don't know how to trade, it's because they don't know how to regulate their emotions. They don't know how to regulate their emotional, the psychology behind trading. Okay, because teaching the skill set, I mean, I just showed you guys uptrend, downtrend, range. That's not hard. You can see that. Is the market moving sideways, down, or up? then it just comes down to, okay, how do I get into a trade and stuff like that. But that can be easily taught. What it comes down to is the emotional discipline to, number one, show up every day. And then two, the discipline to stick to your rules when you're trading. That's where people fall short. Okay? So we not only go over concepts, but we also talk about the emotional discipline it takes to be successful. You can't have the full package if you don't have that emotional discipline. And great morning to everybody that's joined. Great morning, great morning. Okay? So, just because that statistic is a reality, that doesn't mean you have to fall in that statistic if you follow your rules, if you do what you're supposed to do. If you do what you're supposed to do, you will not fall into that statistic. That is almost 100% certain for that. Okay? So, that is what we're looking at. So, in the next 6 months, the goal is for all of the traders in the academy to have anywhere from, I'd say, 30 to 80K profit. Okay? With the leverage of $500. Okay? That's the goal here. All right. And as we start to get these payouts, I'll start to interview them more. We'll start to post more testimonials and stuff like that, because it's important for people to see that people like you and I have the opportunity, have the ability to take advantage of an opportunity that could change your life. Okay. That's extremely, extremely important. Okay. So that is where we are. So we're at, let's see, it's 9:22. Let's go take a look at NAS. We talked about all the other pairs. Let's go take a look at NAS and see what's happening. We had a nice buy yesterday, so congratulations to anybody that hopped into that buy. NAS made a nice push to the upside. So let's see what it wants to do today. I think we took a little dip today, but it's all good. Okay, because we can take advantage of the market whether it's moving up or down. We just have to look for our confluences to determine when we want to get in. Okay, so that's extremely important. All right, so let's go over to the chart and let's see what NAS is doing. What is NAS doing for today? Let's see here, guys. Let's see. Let's go over here and let's see what NAS is doing. Bring this down here. And by the way, I'm on the 15-minute chart for NAS. Okay. So this was us yesterday. It came down. It bounced right off that 200. Same thing. Bounced off this 200. Broke my level. Entered the buy. We took it all the way up here. The exit was right up here. Okay. So now the price is still above the 200. We bounced right here off the 200. And now we're in between a few levels. So now we got to create some more key levels here because price has new discovery. Okay, so let's move this here. And let's move a couple of key levels to where, right? So we can be clear on how to look at that. And I think that one more here. Let's put this one here. All right, so let's zoom in and let's see what opportunities we are given today. Okay, I do want to put one more. Let me put one more right here. About right here. Okay. All right. Cool. So now what we're looking at are two levels. We're looking at 23,190. So that's over here to the right. That's the price of NAS. Okay. And then we have 23,153. So those are two levels that we have for today. Okay? So if we look at what's happening here, we're waiting for our BPC. So for those of you all that aren't familiar, I broke that down as well. Go back and look at some of the other videos. But we're looking for a BPC. We want to look, our directional bias is a buy. We can clearly see that NAS is moving up. NAS is moving up. Okay? So we have a BPC here. We want that to happen at this 23,190 area here. Okay? 23,190 area here. All right, let me see if my pen wants to work today. I guess not. All right, so I'll grab my other little pen here. So here we are, right here. Okay, 23,190. We want price to break out. We want price to pull back. And then we want price to continue to the upside. Breakout, pullback, continuation. That is what we look for our entry. If we get that entry, then we are most likely looking for a take profit here. Okay, around this area here, this 23,264. Now we want to take our profit here before, because what happened in the past? Remember, we want to look left. Price got rejected twice here. It was rejected twice here. So that means there's a chance that price could what? Do the same thing, come to the downside. So we want to get our money here before that even happens and reverses. Could price break through? Absolutely. Absolutely, price could break through. But we don't know that. We can't predict the market. And if you're trying to predict the market, you're doing it wrong. But right now, that's what we're looking for, the 23,190 level for our BPC. Okay, now we could come back down here, retest the 200, and then break to the upside. That could be another option. Okay, regardless, we're still looking for the BPC at this 23,190 level. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so that's where we are. Okay, so now let's see what opportunities we have for today. Okay, we have about a minute and 50 excuse me, before the market opens. So before the market opens, what are you guys directional bias for today? Put it in the comment section and let me know. Do you guys think we're going to get into a buy or a sell? What do you guys think? Are we getting into a buy or a sell for today? We got a minute and 25 seconds. Let me know what you guys think before the market opens. Are we getting into a buy or a sell? Let me know. Let me know. What do you guys think? A buy or a sell? What do you guys think? Let me know. Okay, we got 45 seconds. Kelly says a buy. Okay. I'm in it. I'm with you, Kelly, on that one. I'm definitely with you on that one. I'm with you on the buy as well. So let's see. Let's see if we're right, Kelly. Okay, 23 seconds, guys. 23 seconds. Here we go. Market is about to open. We're actually right near our take profit. I'm sorry, our key level. Oh, Kelly said a sell. Okay. Troy says a buy. All right. All right, we about to find out, aren't we? All right, guys, market is open. Once I see price start to break this area, I'm going to navigate to the 1 minute if price breaks this key level right here, because I'm I'm looking for my BPC at this key level. So that's really important. But yeah, let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Here we go. I think I'm going to take 2 positions, but I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know. We'll see. I might take. It depends. What my reservation is, this rejection level here. I don't know if price is going to continue to push through this level here, but I would like to take advantage of it if it did. So we'll see how price moves. If it starts to pick up some momentum, I might put into. All right. But the market is open, guys. We are getting some rejection here. Very interesting. This is a strong bearish candle, too. Let's see if it can hold, though. We don't want to make assessments off of the initial movement. That's another thing, too. We don't hop right into the market as soon as it opens. Okay, we kind of let it play out a little bit so we can see what's going on and then possibly make our assessment from there. Okay. 13 minutes. This is the 15-minute chart, by the way. This is the 15-minute chart. Now, sometimes what will happen, let me take this off, is price will break the 200, but come back into the channel, right? So, for example, let me see if I can find one on this chart here. All right, right here. So down here, price came out of, it broke the 200, but then it came right back in the direction it wanted to move. Okay, so we might be seeing that right here where price breaks the 200, or it could find support at the 200. We'll see how the candle closes. Okay, we'll see how the candle closes. But right now, the momentum of the market is still the direction of the 200, which is going up. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Let's see if we can get it done. Right now, based on the way this candle is looking, it's looking like we have a wick right here, which tells me that we are possibly finding support at this 200. But again, we wait until the candle closes. You never want to make a definitive decision on an indecisive candle. You have to wait until that candle closes for it to fully decide what it wants to do. Okay? Fully decide what it wants to do. So we have about 11 minutes here. And we'll see how this thing moves for us, guys. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. All right. Looks like we're finding support. Let's go take a look at it on the 1 minute. Let's go take a look at it on the 1 minute chart to see what's happening here. Yeah, it's trying to find support here. It's trying to move back up to the upside. Let's see if it breaks this key level, then that's a good sign that it'll continue to push up. If it doesn't, then we might be continuing to head down to the downside. So let's see how this candle closes. This candle has about 10 seconds left on it. So let's see. See if this is a strong key level or not. 4 seconds left on this candle. I don't know. We might be coming to the downside off of that. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. 40 seconds left on this candle right here, guys. And it looks like the buyers are trying to come back in. This is why we don't chase big candles. We don't chase big candles. Again, we're still waiting for a BPC at this level here, though. So, still no decision on a trade. Still waiting for a BPC for that. Let's see what opportunities we're given here. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Still nothing yet, though. I don't like to even entertain sales at this level right here. Just because we're sitting right at the 200. So the 200 can be a really tricky thing. It can either serve in the 200 on the 15 minute. It can either serve as a 200 on the 15 minute chart, not the 1 minute or the 5 minute. Those are too low of a time frames to make a decision. But yes, that's what we're looking at right now. Okay. So let's see if we still get our buying opportunity here. Mike says a buy. Kelly got this smiling face. Yeah, I think we're gonna get into a buy too, Mike. I think we're gonna get into a buy too, but we'll see. We'll see. It's crawling a little bit right now. We don't have any news, so hopefully the momentum will pick up within the next couple of minutes. We still have about 20 minutes for our session, so we should be able to find something within that time. Let's see what we have. So far, Kelly's assessment for the sale is not looking that bad. But we'll see. We'll see how this candle closes. I think we still gonna get our buying opportunity. Let's see. We're kind of teetering back and forth here in this area. Price needs to really break through this key level right here and stay above that level. So not just kind of come up and then wick down. We need the body of the candle to really break through strong here for us to get some indication that we could possibly be moving to the upside. Other than that, we're probably maybe consolidating or maybe moving to the downside. All right, this isn't a bad candle here. Let's see how it closes, though. Got 10 seconds until it closes. 10 seconds. This is where you got to be patient with trading and not get anxious. That was a pretty decent close. Let's see if we can get some follow through with that. Not get anxious. Let it come to you. It's okay. The market is always going to be here. So, just let it happen. Let it flow. Let it flow. So we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. $20 seconds, y'all. 20 seconds left on this candle. I'm just hoping we don't get consolidated for the next 10 to 15 minutes and it just sits here. Hopefully we can pick up some steam in a little bit and it chooses what direction it really wants to move. I'm okay with either way, but I just would prefer to choose a direction. Okay. So we have um, 40 seconds left on this candle right here. Okay, 40 seconds. Let's see what we get here. Now, if we break here, if we break this little level right here, then there's a high chance that we're going to continue to the downside if we break this level. But if we hold, then we might be reversing to the upside. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Because we got a whole level of support right here that it needs to break past. And we can see, yeah, I don't know, guys. We're still holding here. Hasn't fully broken through yet. Hasn't fully broken through. Let's see what we get here. When we break through this one, we might be coming down. If we break through this one, we might be coming down. So let's see. Still struggling though. Still struggling. Hasn't broken through yet. So that tells me the buyers are still trying to hold the fort. One thing we're not gonna do is wait all day for it to happen. So we might set our levels here, but let's see what happens with this candle right here. So now I'm looking for a BPC here. I'm looking for a BPC here. Happy New Day, Mary. Happy New Day. I'm looking for a BPC here. So we're getting our breakthrough right here. Okay. Yep, he is still speaking, Mary, but it's an orange folder, so it's not really too much. It's not too much of an impactful news, but it does impact in some way, but not as much as the red folders. So we'll look for our BPC either here for the downside or here, guys. These are our two levels. So 23,079 or 23,110. Those are the two levels that I'm looking at. Okay. So let's see what we get. Oh, here come the buyers. Here come the buyers. Let's see. Let's see here. That's our pullback for sure, though. We got our breakthrough. We got our pullback. Let's see if we get a continuation here. I'm still not sold on the sale, though, to be honest with you guys. I'm still not fully sold on it. Great morning to everybody else that's joined. If you came in a little bit later, great morning. Okay, great morning. All right. Let's see if we get a BPC right here, guys. It looks like we got one here. This would be considered a full break on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, this is a full break right here of the 200 now. So now we're looking at between here. But then we got to look to the left here, right? So let's see what's happening. Right here, we have a major response from the buyers right here. Okay? So we have to really, really break this area in order for me to feel confident in the sell. All right? So let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. We're approaching that area, though, pretty strongly. So let's see. Let's see. So I'm going to get my sell ready. I'm definitely not taking, I'm only going to take one position on this one. Stop loss is going to be up here at this 23,126 level. And bring it up a little bit. 23,130 level. Okay, so there's our breakout. Here's our pullback. Let's see if we get a continuation, guys. If we get a continuation, then I will be entering a sell. Okay, I will be entering a sell. I'm going to have to reduce my lot size here to 0.04. And even that is still a little. I'm going to bring my stop loss down a little bit. That should be good. All right, so there's our pullback. Let's see if we get our continuation. If this candle closes beneath this candle, I'm going to enter a sell. If it closes beneath. Let's see how this candle closes. Do we have a point of entry here? Look like Kelly was right. That's how trading works. You have people that believe it's going to buy. You have people that's going to think it's going to sell. And that's how the market moves. Whoever has the most money is whoever moves the market. All right, here we go. This is our determining candle right here. If we close beneath this green candle, I'm in. Let's see. All right, I'm in, guys. I'm in the sell. That's a drop for me. Yeah, I'm in the sell. All right, so 23,115 is my stop loss. My take profit. Let me see if I want to enter two sales. Yeah, I'm gonna enter two sales. I entered two sales, guys. Two sales for me. Okay, and I'm going to take profit here at let's see, what is that? Where we at here? Take profit is going to be right here. 23,034 is take profit for me. 23,034. And let me see where my second take profit is going to be. Hold on, guys. Second take profit is going to be, let's see. Whoa, that's a large candle right there, guys. I don't think we're going to get too much action past this area here, but that's a lot of momentum. TP2, we'll put them TP2 at 22,992. But my first take profit is 23,034. Okay? 23,034. And then TP2 is going to be down here at 22,229. TP1 just hit, guys. TP1 just hit. So if you got into that, congratulations. TP1 just hit. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get a TP2 here. So first and foremost, you want to bring your position to break even if you're in two positions. And then go from there. Okay, let me bring this one to break even. You can click this button right here. It says break even in the bottom right, or you can just drag your stop loss down. Either one is fine, but I'm just going to click that because it's easier to do. All right, so I'm at break even here for that one. And let's see if we can hit TP2. It's moving. This thing is moving. Let me see the frequency of the candles here. We might be going down a couple of levels today. Whatever Powell talking about, it ain't positive. It's not. All right. So your second position should be at break even now, guys. Your second position should be at break even if you're not already there. Okay. Should be at break even if you are not already there. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get the TP2. Let's see if we can get the TP2. You should be at break even though for TP2. Your position anyway. All right, guys. TP2 just hit. Great job. Great job. Great job. All right, that's a two position, and it's still dropping. I had a feeling it would be just because of the momentum that it is right now. But those are two good areas to exit. All right, and we finished right before the action ended. So great work, everybody. Do me a favor. If you took profit on that position, put a fire in the comment section for me. A fire, put a 1, something. Let me know you there. Okay, let me know you here with me. Put a fire in the comment section. Put a 1 in the comment section. Whatever is easier for you. But put that in the comment section for me so I can know if you guys were able to take advantage of that. All right. So let me know what's going on with that. Did you take advantage of the trade? Look at this thing. It's still dropping. Still dropping. Mike, Kelly, Troy, Mary, Sylvester, did you guys take advantage of that? Let me know. Put it in the comment section. Put a fire or a 1 or whatever floats your boat. But let me know if you took profit. Let me know if you took profit. And that's really it, guys. That's what we look for. That's our BPC. Okay, we look for the BPC when we get in. Very, very simple. Okay, we had our breakout. There's our pullback. Here's our continuation. We entered on this candle. We took it to the next key level. Took it to the next key level. Take profit 1, take profit 2. We in and we out. We're in and we out. Okay. Yesterday we had the same thing. BPC. When price shot up, right? Shot up through the roof. We entered on the BPC right here on the upside. Same concept. breakout, pull back, right? Look at this candle right here. Breakout, pull back, continuation to the upside. It's a repetitive pattern that happens over and over and over again. You just have to be patient and you have to wait for it. Okay? You have to wait for it. All right? So great job, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in, for locking in with me. I appreciate y'all. Okay, Mike took some profit. Kelly took some profit. Troy, Mary, let's go. That's what it's about. All right? We all win together. I love it. I love it. So we'll be back on next week, guys. Same time, Tuesday, 8:45 a.m. live here on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this with your friends. And let's continue to build and grow, guys. All right? I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.